Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'll be sharing with you how I made this stylish corset dress with a side gathers. So if this is something you like, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. So let's dive right into today's video. So to start, here is my pattern which we have already cut out in our previous video, and I'm just going to place my fabric and I will cut, adding ½ inch at this side, and at the other side I'll go ahead to cut exactly the measurement I have there. On top I added ½ inch also, so I already added my sewing allowance, so I'm not going to add any at the lower part of the dress. Now I'll slit the zipper open. So for this fabric I'm just using a silk that I have at home, and this is about 1.5 yard, so I didn't make use of the whole 1.5 for the center part and the corset part of the dress. So after cutting this, you're also going to cut out your lining, and we'll go ahead to cut out the front part. So go ahead to add ½ inch on this part and going towards the waistline, because you're going to use it to add the gathers at the dress, and also by the side you cut exactly because we have already added our sewing allowance. So coming over here, you add ½ inch on top and round your cup, and after that you're also going to add ½ inch at the upper part. So remember to use this same pattern also to cut out the lining of the dress. So for the lining of the dress, I went ahead to make use of this black lining that I have at home already, so please pardon me, I'm just working with what I have at home. Now I'll just go ahead and unpin this. So first you're just going to leave this because you're going to be attaching your cup first before turning it over with the lining. But for the lining, for the back piece, sorry, I'm just going to go ahead to turn this side. So first I'll go ahead and unpin it. After I'm done unpinning, I'll go ahead and place this, and I'll be stitching with ½ inch at this part and also at the lower part. Repeat the same thing at the other side, and also remember to iron your dress when you're making yours. So now we're going over to the gathers part of this dress. So already I went ahead to slash this front part of the dress. So now here is the hip point, and that is the part going towards the hip. So also for the back pattern, you're also going to repeat the same process. Mark the side going to the hip and the side going to the center. So now you want to turn the back of the pattern. So instead of the hip facing the other way around, the hip will be matching or facing the hip of the front pattern of this dress. So if you don't understand, you can make reference to our cutting tutorial where we cut out this pattern. So this side is for the front, and then the other side which I'm placing right now is for the back pattern. So you want the hip of the front pattern and the hip of the back pattern to be facing each other, because on your dress your hip at the front and your hip at the back is together. So if you don't understand, please go ahead to leave your question at the comment section. So while cutting, instead of adding ½ inch, I'll be adding about 1 inch, because at the lower part I placed it directly. So I'll add ½ inch for the lower part and ½ inch for the upper part of this dress. So that means I'm adding 1 inch on top. So I'll just go ahead and follow the shape, ignoring the shape I have at the center of the dress, because if you do that, there will be going inside. So I'll just go ahead and trace this out. Also notch the center, so that center now will be at the joining of the dress by the side. Also notch the back part that is going towards the front. So for the fabric here, I used 1.5 inches of length and I folded it into 2. So if you want a fuller gathers, you can use up to 2 yards. I'll go ahead to fold the lower part of the dress. So after that, we'll move over to the cup, and now we are going to work on the cup of the dress. So you're going to add ½ inch all the way around, and I am working with my wadding. So if you're using a soft wadding, you're going to cut out 2 pieces for each part of this wadding. If you're using a bra foam, you're going to use the same method. If you're using an already made cup, you're also going to join your pattern this way. After joining it, you can now go ahead to add your cup to it. This method is also okay if you want to do busking on your cup. So now I'm going to go ahead to arrange my cup. So after this, I'm just going to go ahead to notch the part that is supposed to face each cup. So go ahead to notch so that you don't misplace your cup. So after I'm done notching it this way, I'll start placing it. So I'll go ahead to open up this part. If you notice, I have a little notch at the lower part. So now I'm going to place my fabric this way. That little notch is the center of the cup for the upper part. That is the line that we have when we were cutting out the cup. So if you have any question, please go ahead and also leave at the comment section. So I'll open up my cup and place, and also place for this part. Go ahead to repeat the same process. If you are using a bra foam, you use the same method. If you're also using an already made cup, you'll be joining your cup with the same, your fabric with the same method, but you're going to iron an stay on it. So I'll just go over and join this with 1/2 inch. So after I was done joining, I'll just go ahead to top stitch the sewing allowance I have, which is optional. You can go ahead to leave it. So that part that I notched, I'll go ahead and pin this. So if you joined us in our drafting tutorial, you notice at the lower part of the cup we measured about 3.1 inches. So that is the center of the cup, and you're also going to notch it on the upper part, and you're going to take note of that when you're joining your cup. So I'll just go ahead and pin this, and after I'm done pinning, I'll go ahead to stitch it down. So when you're pinning when you're sewing, you can also stitch down your sewing allowance, or you can go ahead to leave it. If you leave it, you're just going to iron it out to relax very well, but if not, you can just go ahead to top stitch it. So this is what my cup is looking like. So if you join your cup this way, you will notice that your cup will be very deep. So you're going to use 1/2 inch to join it all the way around to your main dress. So I'll also repeat this on the other fabric and also on my lining. So if you notice, my cup is very deep. So this is my cup. After I'm done joining it, I'm yet to top stitch. So if you notice, my cup is very deep, and I'll go ahead to top stitch this down. So after I'm done sewing my both cups, I also went ahead to iron it out. So now you place your cup matching each side, and then you're going to pin it down. You're going to start pinning it all the way. If you notice, the space I have matches the cup, and I'll just go ahead to pin. So if yours does not, go ahead to just notch the space a little so that your cup will fit in. So I'll just go ahead and I will pin this all the way around, and I will be stitching it with 1/2 inch. So whatever process I'm going to take for this part of the cup, I'll repeat it on the other side, and I will also repeat this at the lining part of the dress. So this is what my cup looks like, and if you notice, it's sitting very well. And I'll also repeat this at the other side. Go ahead to pin it also, and I'll also repeat this on the lining piece of the dress. So I'll go over to the sewing machine, and I'll be joining it with 1/2 inch. So after I'm done joining my cup with 1/2 inch all the way around, this is what I have. So I also forgot to explain that if you're joining your cup with an already made cup, you're going to attach your cup with a hemming gum or stitch it down before joining. So now I'll take the lining and I'll place it on the main fabric, and I'll go ahead to pin. So at this point, if you have any question, please don't forget to leave it at the comment section. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also drop your comment at the comment section. You can also follow me on my second YouTube channel, which is Draft with Mark. After I'm done pinning, I'll go ahead to stitch this all the way around with 1/2 inch, and I will be notching it so that it will sit properly, and I'll join the lower part also with 1/2 inch. And after that, I'll just go ahead to iron my dress out. So after I'm done joining, this is what my dress looks like. And if you notice, I top stitched the side. This is so that when I'm joining the gathers, I will not have any issue. So if you notice also, my cup is sitting very well and is standing. So this process of joining your cup is also good for bust caging. So this is the back pattern. I'll go ahead to join it. So to join, you're going to mark your shoulder to waist, then measure 8 inches after. Then you can now stitch down with 1 inch. If you have a very big butt, consider using 10 inches after your waistline, then stitch down. So I went ahead to iron my dress. I added my zipper also, and we're going to shape out the dress. So before going ahead to shape, so I made this strap for the shoulder, and I'll be fixing it at the under bust. Go ahead to place it, and you're going to attach. So mine is a bit little. I used about 2 inches and I turned it up. So you can use 3 inches or 4 if you want yours to be a bit bigger. And you're going to measure from your under bust to your neck and down to your under bust to get the exact length for that strap. So now this is my under bust and here is my waist. So I'll place my tape at my under bust, which is 12, and I will mark my bust point, so which is 9. If you notice, it's on that joining that we have for the bust to the under bust. So to shape my dress, I'll go ahead to mark out all the allowance I have by the side of my cup, so that my cup area will be fitted very well. I want that part to be tight because this is a tube corset. You can also insert your measurement. Here I'll measure what I have at my under bust. I have 16.5. My under bust is 28 divided by 2. I have 14. So taking 14 out of 16.5, I have 1.25. I'll mark that 1.25, measure it, and then mark the 14 inches. So I repeated the same process for my waist because my under bust and my waist is the same measurement, which is 28 inches. And by the time I measured what I have at the waist, it was still that same 16.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect and I will stitch it. So after I was done stitching, this is what I have. Remember also, we have gone ahead to fold the lower part or the gathers part of this dress. So now you can run a gather stitch on it and join, or you can decide to pleat. So for me, I'll be using pleating because my fabric is just 1.5. If you're using up to 2 yards or 3 yards on the gathered part, you're going to have more ruffle effect. And another reason why I'm using a pleating for this part is because my fabric here is a crepe. It might turn out too bulky if I go ahead to run a gather stitch on it. So I'll just go ahead and pin. When I mean it might come out bulky, the crepe material I'm using here is thick. If you're using a light crepe, it's not going to turn out thick. So I'm just going to go ahead to pleat this, creating like a pleat or a ruffle by the side of the dress. So when I'm getting down to the lower part, I will not add any gathers at that point because that is what the dress is like on the thumbnail. So at this point, if you find this tutorial very interesting and educative, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave your comment at the comment section. You can also join me on my other YouTube channel, which is Draft with Maki. There I do pattern drafting and illustration. So after I was done pleating this part of the dress, this is what it looks like. So we'll go over to the other side and I'll start pleating it also. So at the lower part of the fabric and the side, I'll just go ahead to pin it straight, just like I did on the other side. After going up a bit, I will now go ahead to place or pleat gathers from that point. So you can also join our WhatsApp group. There you can request for a video, a pattern drafting video. This is actually for my second channel. So after I'm done pleating this, or you're done gathering it, any method that is okay for you, you're going to stitch this with 1/2 inch all the way around. And after you're done stitching, you're also going to repeat this same process at the other side of your dress. So after I was done sewing at both sides, this is the final result of the dress. If you find this tutorial very interesting and indicative, please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and join us in our next video. Thank you.